And we are starting out with some. I just want to give my condolences to Alderman Jonathan Brostoff's family.
Hmm.
Um, just he was a good person. He cared about everybody in his own way. He The people who disagreed with him still respected him, and that's when you know you have a true
Hmm.
leader. When you may not like what he's doing, or you might like what he's doing and you love him, but what it is at the end of the day, even if you disagree with him, you respect him.
Hmm.
That is a true form of a leader. I will pray for his wife and his children. um, Marky has lost a leader that was true to his soul and to his heart. um,
Yeah, I've seen a lot of shout outs from people that I knew personally, people from
man,
different community group leaders and folks all across. Even just yesterday, I just seen people underneath the official post on their page, and they were showing how so many people were just shouting him out and saying how much love they had for him. So it was cool to see that he was, like you said, exactly the way you explained it.
yeah, it was very much so a respect thing.
Yeah.
um this is election day.
Hmm.
Brian,
Yeah.
when did you vote?
I voted this morning. I got in line around 8:45, 9 o'clock, and I was sitting in line for like 30 minutes. The Ward 69 was busy. Ward 68 was slow. Ward 67 had a it was a line there, but it wasn't like 69 Ward was. So shout out to Ward 69. Today they were doing their thing at the polls over there. So yeah, I voted
That's
today.
so loaded. Anyway,
You got details. You got to show proof that
yeah,
you was at the polls. You can't right.
yeah, it's
I'm like, yeah, I went around. Got up there around 9 o'clock, and like, did you really go vote, sir? Yeah,
of course you
yeah.
did,
I'm
because you know
saying.
what, you can't even fake that now, because they got a website you can go in and see exactly when people voted.
Yeah, you're right,
Is that Mr. Right Out? Did you go vote
Mr.
this
Rod
morning
out.
too?
Well, I got a little pin on that's proof that I wouldn't vote it.
Yeah, I got a
How you get a pin?
sticker.
Everybody else got a little
Because if you
sticker.
got to go vote where I went to get this
Everybody was
pin.
getting better stuff. Like Brandon that worked in the building had like a presidential sticker that said I voted on it. It just it was just
Yeah,
it was nonpartisan, but it just he got it from where he voted at.
Sherman Park votes.
Yeah.
Right there. So
Yeah.
that's proof
Oh,
of
you
where I
in
went.
that Sherman Park? They come out. They come out. I think a couple years ago, they got our Protect Democracy Award. That was the first time we ever gave out that
Yeah.
award at the gala,
Hmm.
and they got the Protect Democracy Award because of that.
Listen, I was number 165.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good though.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
was
that's
number like
What
great.
time was
108.
that at?
That was about 9:30, 9:45.
Yeah, I was like number 108 today.
I went. I voted early.
Mm.
My daughter voted early. My husband wanted to vote today, just in case would try to stop him from voting. He's like, I said, why don't you go early vote? No, I'm gonna vote early. I mean, on election day. I said, why? He said, in case would. I said, oh. I said, you standing hard? And he was like, I'm voting.
Sound like that DA for Philly. He was like, for everybody who thinks you're gonna come over here and disrupt people, F around and find out. Think you're gonna bring your militias over here? And he's like, F around and find out. We got plenty jails and plenty space. I was like, okay, he's ready.
He
He's
you know
pressing
what he did? He
charges.
probably sent all nonviolent criminals out. He's like, look, we don't have room for you possibly here. Get out.
We could you can go home early, a day or two, a month or two early. We need the space for
So today, what Wisconsin Voices is doing is we are out there. We're gonna give you election protection numbers. We're gonna be out there. If you have any issues or problems, please. Election Central is starting. I think at 3, but you can call us if you have any problems. You can call the election protection hotline. We'll get those numbers for you, because we always want to make sure we get those numbers first. Let's see here. We'll be talking with a guest soon. We have a caller, but we don't have our
Yeah, I forgot to
Oh,
click it in.
he got. Oh,
Shout
he
out to
got it.
Carvey
Oh,
P.
Carvey P is in the. They moved Carvey P, and
I know, he just
now
pop up right
he in the
and
corner.
he pop up out the blue.
Right.
Still doing his thing though.
Caller, go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you speak up just a little bit?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, I went on day one and I saw your name on the building, Tamika.
Oh, in Glendale?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that the one you told me to go check out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the city. What did you go to City Hall?
Yes, I did.
So City Hall was built in 2020, 2021, around that time.
Okay.
And whoever is in office, they get put on the building. So I was an alder. So the first name is Brian Kennedy, which is the mayor, and I'm the alder of the first district.
Mhm.
So then it says District 1, Tamika Vukovic, and then everybody else down. So yeah, and I think it's on Mizlowski Park as well. So I'm excited. That will be Black Girl Magic history.
Yes,
Until that building gets torn down.
Did you take pictures? Did you take any pictures or any official pictures
so.
there yet?
I think they are. I didn't, but I don't like pictures. You know
Set up
that.
we need to set up a photographer with Tamika so she can go take some pictures.
Okay.
So
That's all I did.
anybody want to take some pictures of Tamika for this sign? Thanks for calling.
How many did you notice? How many people had voted when you walked in?
Well, I was in line for about an hour.
Oh, you were on the first day.
Yes.
Thank you for going and thank you for staying in that line. That was a chaotic day.
Yeah.
Which had nothing to do with Glendale or any of the municipalities. It was just a software glitch. They were just slow because so many people went out there to vote at the exact time.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate you. And go and see if you can get anybody out there voting.
Okay, will do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
I love my Glendale residents. They really do support me. Milwaukee does a lot to support me. I just love it. I love y'all.
I call Glendale the first Milwaukee suburb. That's already know I got a little bias towards Glendale.
Yeah.
I got love towards Glendale.
Yeah, he got educated all the way through. Was a Good Hope.
Good Hope, Glen Hills,
did you go Parkway?
Nicolay? Nah, so we merged with Parkway when we when they did the vote, when the school board did the vote in 97 to push the fourth graders to fifth grade at the middle school, and we was cheering like it was like a Super Bowl. I remember that. I'll never forget that. It came over the loudspeaker like the fifth graders for 1997 will be at Glen Hills Middle School. And we was like, yeah. And then we got picked on that first year.
So the Glen Hills, the Parkway is K4 through third grade right now, and then 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th is at the middle school. And I think they thought they were cool though, because they was gonna be with the middle school people. They was gonna be older.
Yeah.
That's the way it's set up right now. We just had so many kids in K4, K5, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grade.
All them babies.
But that was a vote. Elections do matter. Back in 1997.
It affected my life.
Wait,
had me going to middle school a year early.
You was in the 5th grade in 1995?
I was I'm sorry, 4th grade was 1997, 96, 97. 5th grade was 97, 98. Wow. Yeah.
And where was I in 97, 98? I was grown somewhere doing the job. I want to introduce so there's a question that I got
really?
I got asked, and it was text to me. So I think this is important. Hey, I know this is what it says. I know Black males who historically do not vote and is currently unregistered. He historically does not vote and currently is unregistered. He has just moved to a new place and has not yet received mail to his new place. His license does not yet reflect the new address. Is he unable to vote? Here's the thing. He has to go back to his old address. He has to have residency for 28 days in the new place. So all he has to do is take his if he was registered previously at his other place, then he can go there, but he can register at the other place as well, because that is where he lived and he has to live somewhere 28 days before he can register or be a participant in that area. We have all things all knowing. I wish we had some music, that I don't know, because she is
You can pull something up.
amazing.
Give
She
her like
amazing.
some trumpets.
You got
that
some-
encore by Jay-Z?
Okay, yeah, there we go. Because we got to put a little bit of here.
Oh yeah, this fit.
Because we have the amazing Lynn Whitfield.
Yeah.
She has been practicing law, she was saying, and we ain't gonna tell you how long she's been practicing law, but she is part of the election protection group that is at Wisconsin Voices, and it's Black lawyers, correct?
Correct.
Oh, okay. Well, hello, Miss Lynn.
Yeah, Miss Lynn. You know I love me some Miss Lynn. What's up, Miss Lynn? I'm always happy to see Miss
Hello.
Lynn.
Thank you, Tamika and Brian. So glad to be here
Yeah.
in Milwaukee
Happy
with
to see
you.
you.
Glad to be out of Palm Beach County, away from the circus this evening.
I'm glad you're here to celebrate here,
Yes.
one way or the other. So, Miss Lynn, could you tell us about the organization you work for and what the work that you do, not just here, but across the year, before we get into what you're doing here?
Thank you. I am the senior attorney for Transformative Justice Coalition, and Wisconsin Voices is one of our partners. We do approximately 90% of the work that we do is in voting rights advocacy work. As a part of Transformative Justice, we also train Gen Z and millennials to be voting rights advocates and leaders. We bring in approximately 50 twice a year, so about 100 young people between the ages of 18 and 35 come to us, and they get trained in voting rights and voting rights advocacy, what to do. And then they go back into their communities and they help train other people, and they help lead activations and get out to vote activities and education
We
for
have
others.
we have one of those here, don't we?
I think we got one sitting next to me
yeah,
today.
one of those.
Yeah,
one
one
of
I
those
think he's an
graduate.
alum. I think he's an alum,
He's
a
alum.
TJC fellow.
Yeah.
He just barely got in there too.
Yeah, I just made it. I just
I
made
think
it.
you made it by a month or two.
Just the sliver. You ran into the room, was like, do this application real quick. I'm trying to get you on this trip. I'm like, huh? What? Okay, cool. I went right to the page. I
What-
did it.
Like, well, how I think
He's
you
about to age out.
It was
right?
like
he
that
was about
first
to
week,
age out
yeah.
because this was in
September
September,
2022.
and he aged out in January, so he couldn't
Mhm.
even. And he had just started working for Wisconsin
Mhm.
Voices, and he was like, "Where I'm going?" Like Brian really, when
I'm
I
still
say he
confused
got
about
through,
the process.
I don't know when Brian got through into the mix here, and that's his word, the mix.
Mhm.
We literally threw him in, but I think your program
It helped a
really
lot.
helped him because he was so new to this work. Now he
Right.
has done work all over the place before, but work to advocacy, protecting democracy, but our whole 3 pillars. You guys did a lot of work in that. My daughter has gone through that. A bunch of I
Some of my
know a bunch of
friends.
Milwaukee Turners have gone through. I
Right.
think Darren Madison.
Mhm.
Right.
Chrissy had COVID, so she couldn't go.
Oh,
but
yeah.
And we've also had those who have come through Expo.
Expo and
Wisconsin Expo have
Mhm.
come through there. So we get people from all over the country.
yeah.
Mhm.
And like I said, from the ages of 18 to 35. So we get a mixture. Some who have no clue about voting rights. They just know that there's something they think they want to do. And then some who have been in this arena doing the work for a while, but just wanted to get a little more footing
Mhm.
on it and a little more, training on what they could do out in the streets.
But I think a lot of times, I know a couple people that I sent had never done any of this work before, just happened to be part of our youth program.
Right.
And now they doing this work. Now they had literally no background in it, and came back energized when you do 2 different ones. I think Brian ended up he went to the one you do during CBC.
Correct.
Mhm.
And then y'all tapped him to go down to
Houston.
He did Houston in that fall. I mean, that spring.
That spring. Mhm.
That spring,
Mhm.
right. of
And the thing
2023.
is, Brian's like, well,
I miss
I have
Arizona.
to tell him, Brian, You work for Wisconsin Voices. You do not work for
Cause
Wisconsin.
y'all,
TJC.
Yeah.
I be trying to throw it on the low every time I see Brian, Lynn, anybody, Miss Barbara, Daryl. I say, if y'all need me, y'all can just call me. If it's slow up there, just let me know. I'll tell them when we get down to where we at. They know because I won't come to work, because you
Yeah.
got the workers and you got the workers. So it's different mix of folks, but yeah, they
He's
get
been a
busy.
blessing actually
You
to a
guys-
lot of the students and the people coming through.
Mhm.
He actually is one of our team leaders usually when he's there at the training. So he
Yeah.
has a group of students there that he's actually pouring into.
Mhm.
So can you tell us how did transformative justice start? Because that is a key to, you have to hold a history. You can't just be like, what they did. No, you have a
Well-
deep rooted history.
Well, let me just say the founder and co-leader of Transformative Justice Coalition is Dr. Barbara Arnwine. She actually was the executive director for Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights Under the Law for like 25 years.
Mhm.
She left there in 2015. When she left there, she started Transformative Justice Coalition. And one of the reasons voting rights was always a big part for Lawyers Committee. In fact, she is one of the co-founders of the whole election protection from
Okay.
2000 with the Justice Anita Earls, because of the hanging chads and all the
Mhm.
problems again where I'm from, Palm Beach County election,
Mhm.
the Bush Gore election.
Oh.
That's what started the whole election protection as we know it now with the hotline and
Right.
things of that nature. So she just started working and doing the Transformative Justice Coalition, and now we have her co-leader is the attorney Daryl Jones, and so we partner with many organizations across the country doing this work.
And I know, like some of your other partners in Wisconsin is Expo and uh,
Milwaukee Turners.
Milwaukee Turners and League of Women Voters.
Correct.
I said Expo, and I think there's a couple other ones that
Yeah,
are
a couple of Urban League. I think.
Urban League. Yeah. So you've been doing this for a while. I know one of the core foundations of your thought process or what you do is the John Lewis Voting Rights Act.
Yes. John Lewis is a hero of Barbara and Daryl's. In fact, when he passed, they went to, when his body was laying in wait, they went there and they actually, after praying, they actually promised and made a commitment to him that they would not stop this work and that they would continue pushing forth until the John Lewis Voting Rights Reauthorization or John Lewis Voting Rights Act was passed, and also the Freedom to Vote Act
Mhm.
and the Native American Voting Rights Act and statehood for DC. So those are the four things that we really work towards, legislative things that we're working towards getting passed, because we believe that you should not have taxation without representation. And even though DC has someone in Congress, they don't have a vote in Congress. And so it's only, and people don't realize DC does not have a vote.
Right.
Puerto Rico,
Rico,
does not have a vote.
Virgin Islands.
None of the territories
Yeah.
have votes in our, but they pay taxes,
Yeah.
just like the rest of us.
One of the, so you are here now.
Yeah,
You
I'm
done
here now.
rolled in. And I mean, she rolled in. She tired. She's ready to, but the thing is with Miss Lynn, she always gone.
Well, we
do the work.
We got a job to
What
do.
are you doing at our offices today?
Okay, so the Transformative Justice Coalition has joined together with the National Bar Association, which is the oldest and the largest bar association for attorneys of color. Started in 1925 because the American Bar Association would not allow attorneys of colors to be members of their organization. 9 lawyers got together, 1 woman in the group, and started their own organization in all places, Des Moines, Iowa. So don't tell me Iowa can't produce some stuff, okay? So Des Moines, Iowa.
Something besides corn.
Okay,
Right.
so that's going. And they started the National Bar Association. So we are working with the National Bar Association. We have approximately 80 attorneys that have volunteered just for this one effort
Just across the country.
And we have over 200 shifts that are being filled. We are there. We have a hotline for anybody who's experiencing any problems in the country, voting today, be it intimidation at the polls, the ballots, not them running out of ballots, the machines not working, extremely long lines. We're happy to have long lines. Long lines are not necessarily bad in of themselves, because it means people are getting out to vote.
Mhm.
But if you got a long line because the machines are broken down, that's a different thing.
Mhm.
But we have a hotline. We are asking people to call us at 1-833 TJC vote. It's 1-833 TJC vote. I'm gonna give you the numbers for that, because I know sometimes we don't have phones anymore. My day, we had the phones all had the numbers and the letters underneath them. But so it's
And I know how to rotary dial. too,
right,
y'all.
right,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
You do that rotary,
I
right?
remember my
You
first
know,
rotary dial call.
but so it's 1-833-852-8683. Call us any problems you have, any problems anybody else has, and we will have somebody on it. We've gotten a report today, and we're still trying to find it. There's a precinct in Pennsylvania
Mhm.
that had signs for the former president, like look like they're almost directly outside the door of the
Ooh.
voting precinct. So those are the kind of things we're looking for. We will, call and let people know what they have to do, take those down, things of that nature. But please, we're here to help voters. We want to make sure everybody gets the opportunity to cast a regular ballot, not a provisional ballot, but a regular ballot. And for those of you who don't know the difference, the regular ballot is the one that goes directly into the scanner. The provisional, they're gonna put in an envelope and toss it in a pile, and it probably will never get counted.
Wait, nope. Let me tell you this: that we always talk about the provisional ballot of Wauwatosa. There was an African American person running, and it was 50-50,
Mm.
and it was dead heat. And that one provisional ballot is that's the one person that you know how he voted. That person voted because he won by one vote.
Yeah.
So I please we if you can't vote and you do have to do a provisional vote, please do what you need to do to make that vote count the next day.
Right.
But
Right,
sometimes
because
that-
in what you said that to make it count the next day, you're talking about if it's curable. So what that means is there's something you can do at the supervisor of elections to show that you
Right.
were at the right place, or something, that whatever reason they told you you couldn't vote a regular ballot. If you have an opportunity to go in the next day and correct that,
Yep.
then do it. And so that your vote will then be turned into a regular vote,
and it will be
and it
counted.
will be counted.
Every vote.
But if you don't, and also if you voted by mail and you got notified that there was a problem with your ballot when it was received, they give you a certain amount of time to go in and cure that also. Please do. Don't miss the opportunity to turn your ballot, make sure your ballot counts.
There's
Straight up.
and there's so there's gonna be well, maybe not, maybe it won't happen, but hypothetically speaking, we're gonna have lawsuits.
We already have them.
I'm
This election has had more lawsuits filed before election day than any other election in history.
so we just
Wow.
had a yesterday the Wisconsin RNC
Right.
had they had filed a injunction lawsuit, whatever it is, in regards to how many poll observers could be in there,
Right.
and then they dropped it.
They did drop it?
Yes, it's
Well, only rightfully so, because they knew they really had no place to
right.
win it.
And that's what ended up happening. It was like, well, it's not what we thought was happening is not happening. So it's I don't know why sometimes we do things, or people in general do things. Is it just to cause chaos?
Some, but you got to think back after 2020, the RNC, and this, I know we're nonpartisan, but this is just
No,
facts.
this is
This
fact.
is facts. The RNC actively recruited people to be poll watchers. And it was their plan, and they said it. We're going to train thousands of people to be poll watchers to go in and watch. Traditionally, everywhere you are only allowed one person to watch
Per party.
per party, right?
Yeah.
One person per party, not 5 or 10. Most polling places don't even have the space to have all those extra people in there just
Mhm.
sitting around looking. But the other problem was that just gives more opportunity for false challenges to be made. And that's what they were really training people to do, to challenge voters when they came in to vote. And that's what they really wanted people in there. So if you go in to vote and they go up and say, well, I don't think she really lives there, she shouldn't be able to vote, or something. No information or anything that they base it on. Just that's what they doing.
But they
to
can't do
disrupt.
it. But they can't do it. You can't talk.
Right.
You cannot talk. You can only talk
To the
the
supervisor.
supervisor, and then if they say no, you can't argue back and forth.
Exactly.
You just keep going.
I think one of the good things that I'm seeing, and I don't know, maybe you're seeing something different here, but what I've been seeing is that a lot of supervisor of elections and state officials, they're not playing this year. Like the Philadelphia DA,
Mhm.
they're not playing this
Milwaukee,
year.
Milwaukee
what was that
throwing some
quote
stuff
he
out.
said?
He
F
said,
around and find out.
that's right.
Okay.
He said, if you come in here thinking you're going to act like militia,
Mhm.
F around and find out. We
Here's-
got plenty
We
of
could probably
jail
get Jermaine
cells.
to pull up that little clip of him saying that.
But here's the thing: most people do not want chaos,
No.
no matter what it is.
Right.
I don't care what side of the party you're on.
Yeah.
It's the ones that want chaos. When each side wins or loses, they're kind of like sore losers.
Yeah.
You can't.
Well, unfortunately, I think our people are being set up in this country right now. With all the rhetoric about the only way I could lose is if they steal it. They're good at stealing. That's setting people up, and it's setting up a base to believe that when he loses, that the election had to be stolen.
Right. I talk about that. I still keep talking about that documentary on Netflix. And it's stamp. Oh, what is it
I
called?
remember you was telling me about that.
I'll get it in 1 second. But the one thing that they always, it's Stamped from the Beginning. It's a documentary on Netflix. One of the things they talk about in that documentary is how a narrative starts. It's a whisper campaign. It's this. And how if you're powerful enough and you have enough people who think you're right, it becomes fact. Even though it has never been fact, but in their brain, it's fact. And this is historically the racism that has happened throughout the country from the beginning of time, from the transatlantic slave trade up until now. And it starts a narrative, and you get one person to believe it. And then, when you wholeheartedly, if I go up to you and be like, my hair is blue, y'all don't believe me, look at my hair is blue, and you're like, well, she know her hair is blue, I don't see it's blue, maybe it's blue. Even though I am dead on that my hair is blue and all I see is gray, but it's blue.
Over the years, I've seen that happen within, like, when I was in high school, just like with the weapons of mass destruction push to evade a country or to push terrorism. They would have the speeches for that president. At one speech, he said terrorists over 100 times, or he would talk about weapons of mass. You putting this in people's heads, so they'd be like, okay, it's cool, let's go over there and get these weapons of mass destruction or get these terrorists. So, like you said, you keep pushing that thought into their head, then it becomes true.
And it was pure off of everybody in the country. It was solidarity. We was like, we ain't gonna let nobody mess with us. And then that's where it tears apart, because a lie always comes apart. And I think when people start, believing lies, the lie is eventually gonna come to light. And then you're sitting there. We're going to take a break. This is Be a Voice with Wisconsin Voices, 860 AM, 106.5 FM. We're going to come back and talk with Miss Lynn some more. Yep.
And we are back at Be a Voice Radio, 860 WNOB, 106.5 FM, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Did you see Miss Lynn's shoulder going with our music?
Miss Lynn be dancing. I'll be seeing Miss Lynn dancing all the time now. She get out on
Did
the
she
flow
be-
with the best stuff.
She be dropping it.
Yeah, she will. I done caught them corrupting Miss Lynn on our trips, trying to get Miss Lynn to party a little. Miss Lynn, you know they be trying to get you. I be like, yeah, they gonna have to leave Miss Lynn.
They don't have to corrupt me.
Oh, she said it's too late. I'm gonna show them a thing or two.
That's in the roots.
I hear that.
We
You
didn't
hear the
think,
good
though-
beat, you gotta move.
We didn't. Wait a minute. I
Absolutely.
didn't think those Florida
You know
highly educated college,
Look, first of all,
doctorate women.
Let me say this.
Go ahead.
I'm originally from Cleveland,
Okay,
Ohio.
there-
Okay, first of all,
Midwest. She a Midwestern.
my people's from Mississippi, like everybody else up in
Yep.
Ohio and,
And Georgia,
Chicago,
Atlanta, right?
and everything. They all from
Mhm.
Mississippi, so y'all know we
Sip.
just off the boat,
Yep, right.
right around the
Right, we
corner.
all got them cousins.
So you hear some music, you got to move.
I see. I
Mhm.
get that. So let's
Shout out to Jermaine behind the boards doing his thing over there. What
Oh
you
no!
got for
What
us,
is it
Jermaine?
called? The ones and twos? Is that it? Or is that when
The
you're
ones and twos is
DJing?
when you DJ.
Have we had
What
this
is it
conversation
called
2 weeks
there?
ago?
Yeah,
Yes, I forget.
we talked about this
I'm
already.
52. I forget. What is this called?
This
on
is called.
on the board.
It's called on the board producing.
He producing some
Producing.
stuff that we need. Could you
Yeah.
produce what we asked you to
Yeah, I'm
produce?
gonna
then?
produce.
Well, then produce it then.
Here we go.
But I also want to be clear, anybody who thinks it's time to play militia, F around and find out. Anybody who thinks it's time to insult, to deride, to mistreat, to threaten people, F around and find out. We do have the cuffs, we do have the jail cells, we do have the Philly juries, and we have the state prisons. So if you're going to try to turn an election into some form of coercion, if you're going to try to bully people, bully votes or voters, you're going to try to erase votes, you're going to try any of that nonsense, we're not playing. F around and find out.
The third
That's what
time.
we're going to do.
That right there, Carby asked who that was. That was the Philadelphia district attorney. What's his name on there?
He didn't even say, I don't think.
And here's the thing. I think our DA has the same kind of in Milwaukee because they've been going to like either the assistant DAs or different people are going to different polling places just checking to
Mhm.
make sure. You know what happened yesterday though?
What?
People, please tell your people, and I want to please remember this. Yesterday, 800 people showed up at the Good Hope Library to vote, and there was no voting.
Again? Like
Yeah.
the other year.
So please remember, you have to go to your polling place today to vote. So it's your polling place may be one of those early voting places, but it's not everybody's voting place. Please go to myvote.wi.gov, put your address in there and check where your voting polling place is. Please, please, please. If you need assistance, you can call Wisconsin Voices, and what we'll do is pull it up and check where your voting place is. We really, really, really want people to vote. Those 800 people that got turned away, please go vote today. Please go vote. Go find where your polling place is. We can help you. You can call over at Wisconsin Voices. It's 414-226-4289. Again, 414-226-4289. We can definitely help you. Nicole is there. We'll be on the phones. If you need help, just ask because the help is there. I don't know. I just feel bad that 800 people. I hope they go to their next place.
Yes.
Big time. Wow.
Oh, let's say a prayer for lost votes, possibly. Come on. Don't make
Yeah.
me get sad. Go and vote.
I'm hoping people did their research and actually went and did what they were supposed to. I don't want it to be folks just getting discouraged and then going home. No, we too old for that. This is not, you ain't 10, 11, 12 where things don't go your way and you shoot home and pout. Go find your information. You already out. Hit a corner. You go use your computer for everything else. You buying all them,
No, we ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna do that. We gonna say,
I'm sorry.
I know, because Brian, it's funny because Brian get in his chest about this.
I do. I've been
especially
arguing
when-
with people all year. I'm tired of, but I do love it.
but he gets in his chest about people being kind of, they will go out of their way
To do everything else.
but they'll make an excuse about this.
Right.
Have
Well,
you
know,
ever-
because people do what they want to do.
Mhm.
I always say you make time for the stuff that you want to make time for, and you never make an excuse. If you want to go buy that shirt and you have $0,
You
you
gonna find
gonna figure out a way to get that money to buy that shirt because that is what you
to
want.
borrow
Look, if
$10
you
for
got-
4 people.
Oh, you got to go back and take them refundable return bottles. You gonna find that.
Yeah.
You gonna find some bottles and find somewhere to
You
return.
get that last
that
$20 for your
copper.
cousin.
Go get that copper.
Get that little scratch out for
Mhm.
$1 and hope you can
Mhm.
come up with the money you need.
You gonna
To
spend
get
that
the-
last on that shirt.
Yeah, but you do what you
Want
Look,
to do.
you do what you want to do, and I'd rather people be honest. I don't want to do it, but
Yeah.
You know, but people have to understand that we do what's important. We feel it's important to us, but people need to understand that this election is important to everyone, not only to us, but it's important to your children. It's important to your children's children. And if you ever want them to have some
Mhm.
children's children, it's
Mhm.
important to all of them. This is no different than what our ancestors had to go through when, at the end of the Civil War, we had what was called Reconstruction. We had 1,600 people of color in elected offices across the country,
Across
which
the country.
included federal offices. And then enrolled Jim Crow, then enrolled the Klan, enrolled the poll taxes, the literacy test, and all other kind of things to stop us from being able to come out and vote. And that's what they're talking about doing now. That's exactly what they want to do. They want to roll it back to, I even heard the former president saying there should be no early voting at all. Everybody should have to vote on just the election day.
So
And that's the only day that there should be election.
this is what I heard him say this exact today, as right before we came on in. He was talking about how it should all be paper because it's cheaper to do paper. Everybody should vote one day, election day, and that's it. And then whoever wins win. Well, that's a good concept, but that means everybody should have to be out of work so they
Right.
can
We
go.
have to be a national holiday.
Right, it has to be. And the thing is, there's still gonna be people who need to work it. Then what about those is it going to be from one time to one time? What happens if you sitting there? How many polling places are you going to have on that one day?
Well, that's one of the reasons it was important. The John Lewis Voting Advancement Act that we are really looking for Congress to pass has a national holiday for Election Day. And it has a lot of other guarantees for voters because that's who we really want to protect. In fact, this country should be making it easier for voters to vote, as opposed to putting up obstacles, because the Voting Rights Act in 1965 actually says that no one should abridge the right of another to vote. And that's what we see happening everywhere. And we see our Supreme Court backing it up by saying, oh, yeah, that's a barrier, but yes, they can still vote, though. It may be harder, but they can still vote. So,
what is do you have, and I haven't been on the TJC page in a while, but do you have a copy of the John Lewis Voting Rights Act on your page?
it is not all the way
It
up.
used to be
Yeah,
on there.
it might be
or
on our
some of
Voting
it.
Rights Alliance
Okay.
page, but not on the TJC page.
Well, and then just what is the Voting Rights Alliance?
VotingRightsAlliance.org.
What is that?
That is another branch of the TJC.
Okay.
Where we put up a lot of information.
And I know
And that's a coalition. So
right, and they have coalition meetings that we
Yes.
talk about what progress they made, what you know, what little setbacks they had. Let's see who's on the caller. Caller, go ahead.
Yes. Yes. Good morning, Miss Tamika Vukarish. Did I mess up your last name this time?
Oh, it's you came close. It's Vukovic.
Okay.
It's
I'm gonna
okay. You
keep
can call
trying.
me
I'm gonna keep
Tamika.
trying.
Keep on
You
trying.
can
Keep on
keep
trying.
trying.
Try
It's
to get
okay.
it right.
You know what? I
Right.
have a dear friend who I've been married
Mhm.
20 years as of the 29th of October, and she
Mhm.
has been my friend longer than I've been married, and she still goes Tamika V. She just stops it at the V, but it's okay. What you got to tell us, enlighten us, inform us? What do you
Well,
know, sir?
yes. Yes. Quickly, I just wanted to remind you, if I may, have you. First of all, let me give my kudos to everybody there in the studio this morning with you. All those outstanding people that you have, that you are surrounded by. I just want to say good morning to all of you. First of all,
Thank you.
so
Thank you. Good morning.
good morning, my people.
Good morning. Good morning.
By the way, yes. First of all, Tamika, I just want to remind you that Election Central starts in 15 minutes,
Yes.
and then it goes until 8 o'clock.
Yes.
Because you had mentioned 3 o'clock. It started at 3 o'clock, but no, it actually starts in 15 minutes after your show, respectfully, and then it goes to 3 o'clock. I mean 8 o'clock. I'm sorry. And one more thing I wanted to mention quickly. You had mentioned about our district attorney here in the city of Milwaukee, John Chisholm. Don't forget that John Chisholm was Michael McCann's sidekick back starting in the 1970s or something like that, before he became district attorney. And after he screwed over the black people the best he could, now he don't want to run again. Yeah, you know that man that didn't charge white people who, or no matter if they was police officers or citizens, if they shoot and kill an unarmed black person. John Chisholm say, well, I think about it. I know I'm exaggerating, but that's his legacy. Okay, that's his legacy. So John Chisholm, don't expect too much out of him like that district attorney in Philadelphia. Okay, the whole different mindset. So I just want to remind y'all about John Chisholm. If you remember that history with E. Michael McCann and John Chisholm being his sidekick, that's who he always been.
Well, John
So
Chisholm is he's not running for reelection, and
that's what I'm
then
saying. Right. He's not running again. You know why?
well, there's
Mhm.
what is his name? Ken. I am having a horrible time because I did not
No,
sleep.
that's okay because I don't know either. I don't know either who's going to run next.
No,
So I
he is
appreciate
running.
that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he's running now. It's John Chisholm was up in November.
Is
He's
that
on
Kent
the ballot.
Laverne?
Kent, there you go. He is going to be our next DA. It's because no one else is running. We're gonna take another break.
Anyway, I just want to
Okay.
say thank you for accepting my call. Have a good day.
Anytime, keep calling. We want to hear people's opinions. How's the polling going? Let us know.
Mhm.
We're gonna take a quick break. This is Be a Voice with Wisconsin Voices. Why y'all looking at me? I didn't sleep last night. I was worried about this election.
You sound like a lot of people that was
I'm
texting
not
you this
worried.
morning.
Oh no, I wasn't worried. I just had a lot of stuff to do today. Let's get on with it. We're gonna be right back with Be a Voice. Please amplify your voice today and go vote.
wrap it up. Is Michelle coming in?
No, cause she
Is she being petty?
No, she coming in at 12.
Oh, she waiting for 12.
Yeah,
Michelle, come on in here.
she waiting for 12. She gotta hurry up and get she gotta get her stuff together because we going all the way from 12 all the way.
So to say 8,
You'll
right?
see me and Brian back here at around 6:30. We're gonna be here and we're gonna close it out with Michelle today. So we'll be back. Please let's get those numbers again for Miss Lynn. Could you give them the numbers again for your collection
Election protection. Yes, please call 1-833-TJC vote or 833-852-8683. Any problems at the polls, intimidation, machines broken down, extremely long lines, police, a large police presence there, because that can be intimidating. People talking to you about candidates inside the no solicitation area,
which is 100 feet or yards. 100 yards.
Right. So a football field, folks. That's the best way to look at it. A football field away. They shouldn't be talking to you within that room, but
Right.
from the entrance of the building you're going into to vote.
We did that.
Please.
We had a whole thing yesterday about that.
Mm-hmm.
What about parking lot? They're like, no, the entrance, and it's 100 yards from the entrance. So some of that might be parking lot,
right?
But Mr. Terrell Martin said he gonna have his yardstick out there, and he gonna have it there. He gonna be
measuring, making sure you're not within the anti-election area.
But if you want any more information about TJC and what the work they do, the website,
please go to our website, which is tjcoalition.org.
tjcoalition.org. They have done, you remember that cookout we did that everybody was so happy about? They were the original people that wanted to do this cookout. We were like, well, we'll put it together. Well, we don't think this is gonna work. And then we did it for 2 years. And then last year they were so busy they couldn't, because this is an election year. It's a little bit different, but I believe they're coming back next year to be part of it. We have about 1 minute, 2 minutes to get this last call. Caller, go ahead.
Good morning. Thank you for taking my call.
Oh, I was wondering where you were.
Yes, ma'am. I'm here amongst the living. Thank you for even considering me in your thought pattern or in your mind. I really appreciate that. And I'm not calling about anything concerning the election.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to say this concerning homogeneity. Homogeneity has to do with the continuity or the consistency of something through and through. The only time that homogeneity becomes a problem is when it has to do with a species. And in order for humanity to continue, homogeneity cannot be the order of the day. Thank you for my call.
Wait.
Okay.
Hello? Did he hang
Yes,
up?
ma'am. No, I'm still
okay,
here.
because I'm a little slow. I had no clue what you're saying. Could you explain that? in language?
Homogeneity, homogeny, or homogeneous.
Mm-hmm.
It means like milk. Like when something is homogeneous, it.
Well,
is
I
the
know what that
same
is,
through
but
and
what
through.
I'm just trying to understand what the.
The point of my call is to speak to the continuation of us as a people, or the propagation, the continuation, the perpetuation of the human species, and homogeneity is not the basis of it.
You just trying to tell us to come together, be one, and lift up our own people?
No, what I'm saying that if we apply that in certain aspects, then we can be successful. But for the continuation and the procreation, or the continuation of us as a human species, we must not practice homogeneity. Do you understand?
Thank you. I still don't understand, but maybe you can call another time. You know, I'm kind of slow sometimes.
Thank you
I
for
don't get
taking
it.
my call.
But
Thanks for calling. Appreciate it.
You know what? Somebody else understood that, and somebody else may have gotten some inspiration out of it. or got something out of it. So I appreciate all the people who call us. That's what y'all laughing at.
I don't know. Miss Lynn laughing.
Miss Lynn is laughing. Miss Lynn, you a highly educated woman. You understood.
I ain't have a clue.
She did. She bust out and she was
I
like
have
trying
a
to
clue.
break it down.
I ain't have a clue.
I love that that gentleman. He calls, and I think he is really sincere in his
Yeah, he
comments
always
and
gives
his
a nice
heart
angle, so
and
thank you
who he
always.
loves for his people. And the thing is, like, there is a respect in there. I respect his opinion. I may not always agree, but the thing is, I do feel in his heart he wants what's best for his people.
Mhm.
So I
You can tell
can't
that, yeah.
knock that. I can't, he gonna educate me. He gonna educate. I'm
Call back
gonna
Friday.
learn. I'm gonna learn. Friday we're gonna talk about the election. We're gonna have the new owners of the PB. We're gonna debunk some of these stories that they are Arabs and Indian bought it and it's a front. No, it's a wonderful Puerto Rican woman and her husband, an African American man, who have bought this BP, and they are going to do right by the community. We love her. We've known her for years. I was surprised that I even knew that she bought it, but we are definitely going to support that. He'll be on Friday, and we're going to talk about the election and then anything all community related, because that's what they do on Friday.
Mhm.
Hopefully Latoya will be back soon and I can get off this air. We will talk soon. This is Be a Voice with Wisconsin Voices. Thank you, Miss Lynn.
Oh,
Thank
the
you, Miss
pleasure to
Lynn,
be here.
always.
Thank you, everybody. And
We might have
please
to bring her back if
go
something,
out and vote.
especially with Election Central coming up. If we have some information, we're gonna make sure Miss Lynn come back over here and give us whatever information we need so we know what's going on. This is Be a Voice with Wisconsin Voices, W860 AM, 106.5 FM. We're gonna wave now. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Shaped into the statement.